boys and girls, Brucey here with another guitar creativity lesson. Today we're going to look at setting goals. This is a grand topic which is talked about in 1,000 self-help books, guitar lesson books, all over the place. You can find setting goals. You know, if you go to the gym, everything is very much focused on setting goals. I'm an advocate of setting goals, but probably with a slightly different caveat, because you really need to focus in on what your goals are. You know, maybe your grand goal, it's all good to have grand goals, but I tend to put those in the dream category. Dreams happen if you make goals. To get to your goals, you need to take small steps and be prepared for diversions on the way. So your goal of being a famous rock and roll guitar player, that's awesome. That's maybe a dream. Leave it there. Dream about it. Think about it. Meditate on it. You know, believe that it's going to happen, and it will happen. Setting a goal of being that isn't going to work. Also, setting a goal perhaps of saying I want to learn the whole of Surfing with the Alien is a great goal to have, but again I would put that in a dream category, because it would be a dream thing to be able to do that. Meditate on it, think about doing it. Again, plan on doing it, make a plan that you're going to do that. But if you set that as the goal originally, you're probably going to struggle. And I would advocate setting much smaller concepts and much smaller ideas. You can call them goals if you want to, but I call them like milestones. And again, it's you can maybe apply some of this from the SMART technique of SMART, measurable, attainable, blah, 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 all that stuff. It all gets too business-like for me. What I would do is, if you want to start to play the entire of Surfing with the Alien, the first thing is to learn the first 10 bars of Surfing with the Alien. Learn the first riff. Start off. You can get so much mileage out of that as well, in terms of what you're practicing, what you're trying to achieve, your technique, because in doing that you're also going to find areas where you can't necessarily play it, so you're going to have to take a step back and look at your technique to enable you to get over to that next goal. Again, you can draw these parallels with weightlifting or fitness training or any form of training. You know, you'll get up to a point and then your technique will let you down, or you'll find problems with your technique and then you need to go down again, and that can feel a little bit bad. But remember, you've kind of got up here, you're just going to take a few steps backwards, then you're going to catapult over it. And this is why I think having these grand goals can be slightly problematic, because you know, you're just focusing on that goal. Focus on a small part of it, a tiny part of it. Get the first bit of it right. Move on. Find a point where you come back, take some steps backwards, reassess, move on. Think of it as a journey rather than the destination. Again, going back to that kind of hippie nonsense I talk about a lot. Thinking about, you know, maybe playing the whole of Surfing with the Alien, or the whole of Sultans of Swing, or the whole of Passion and Warfare. You know, these are great goals, but think about why you're doing it. Why do you really want to do that? You know, question your goals. Do you just want to be do you love, you know, Yngwie Malmsteen, that love that you need to learn every single one of his songs? If that is what you want to achieve, if that's your dream, that's cool. But also think, what is it underlying? Do I want to be a player in that style? In which case, goals should be learning as much of it as possible, but building your own identity into it. So the goal might not be learning all the pieces on Rising Force or something along those lines. The goals might be learning some licks and then applying them to your own playing. So these are fragments. These aren't necessarily these grand goals. And you also might find on your way to the goal that you're going to get sidetracked. I would embrace those sidetracks, because you never know exactly where they're going to come back to. These grander goals are much more difficult than, let's say, you have to play 5 pieces for something which is time constrained. You're playing a gig on Saturday, today's Monday, and you've got to learn 5 pieces. How would you approach that? You're going to go through each piece one a day, maybe. This is goal setting with a different agenda. The goal is to kind of play on the day, but on the day you might make some mistakes, you might not be perfect, but you need to get through, so you don't worry about it too much. So with grander goals, if you don't have a time scale, you might also struggle. Like, I want to play the whole of Passion and Warfare by the end of the year. you're probably going to leave it till December and you're going to start learning it there if I'm anything to go by. But if you pick a few bars every day, go through them, you're going to find that you build up the momentum and you get going. There was a little few, stream of consciousness there on my ideas about setting goals. I do think they are worth thinking about. Think about the differentiation between a goal and a dream, and a goal and a concept and a small fragment. I would suggest to you guys, this is my own personal take, you can take it or leave it, concentrate on little fragments and you will get further along your path. Don't think of them as goals, just think of them as a journey. Your journey through learning the entire Passion and Warfare might take you off in a million different opportunities or a million different pathways. Just be ready to embrace those. I hope you find that useful. If you've got any comments, please do leave them in the box below. And once again, I'd encourage you to check out my book, Guitar Creativity, A New Way of Thinking. Catch you later.